Wow, what a direct that was. I think most people can agree that E3 this year was a bit lackluster, and many eyes fell to Nintendo to save it. I don't really believe in notions of winning or losing E3, but I definitely think that Nintendo had an extremely strong showing, and we're going to talk about that in the days to come, but first I want to get right to the reason that you came here. The new Breath of the Wild 2 trailer. We all knew it was coming, but that didn't make it any less exciting for me when Aonuma finally took to the stage and showed it. Let's go over the trailer together, scene by scene. So the trailer opens up with an ominous purple background and outreaching tentacles of malice before showing us a flashback of Link having his arm attacked by a tendril of malice. This is obviously hinting towards Link's arm being changed, playing a major role in this game. Then we get this absolutely incredible shot of Dehydrated Ganon doing his best Dagoth impression and giving us a yell while gesturing angrily to the sky. The fact that he's up and moving around is a big deal. He will absolutely be the antagonist. This basically confirms it. It isn't just his corpse coming alive for a one-time scare. He's clearly sentient. And the fact that he's shown while the tendrils are beginning to cover more and more of the screen leads me to believe that he's probably going to be wielding Malice as his weapon. Finally, as Malice overtakes the screen entirely, we're shown Zelda falling into the depths of the earth. So much for Zelda as a companion, I suppose. That makes me sad. I really was looking forward to a Zelda that had a more active role in the game, but it's to be expected. After a lengthy black screen, a soaring score begins and a flash of light opens to a shot of Link falling through the sky towards an island below. A sky island. And there is a lot to go over in this shot. The first and most obvious thing is, holy crap guys, we're getting sky islands. It's now extremely obvious why Nintendo chose to remaster Skyward Sword when they did, to get us used to the idea of exploring the sky. The possibilities for this are absolutely endless. How will we get to the islands? Will we be able to fly? Clearly there's now a skydiving mechanic. How will that work? It's all very exciting. If we pull our attention back to Link, there's even more to ponder. I actually initially thought this might have been Zelda since the hair looked a lot longer, but the more I look, the more I feel comfortable saying that it is Link, just in booty shorts. But why is the hair longer? It doesn't seem longer in the older trailer. Does he end up trapped in the castle? Or perhaps this is from later in the game, after a possible time skip. It'll be interesting to see. Next, look at his clothes. That outfit seems important, symbolic of something. Particularly the green sash. It really doesn't seem like the kind of clothing Link would just pick up and wear. It is also, notably, completely different from the clothes he's seen wearing in the original trailer, giving even more evidence to the idea that this is later in the game. I also wonder if it goes hand in hand with the next notable thing, which is his arm. It's all burnt up or covered with tattoos or something. Is this from the malice? Or from the green thing that trapped his arm that we saw earlier? I wonder if whatever gave him that arm also gave him the tunic. And the main thing to notice, which I think is kind of a big deal, look at his hip. Notice anything? Or rather, the lack of anything? Not only is there no Sheikah Slate, but there's no Master Sword either. Peculiar. As we get closer, we see that his hand actually gradually turns from flesh into something more mechanical. It doesn't quite look like a robot arm, but that definitely isn't skin. More importantly, it looks pretty similar to the green hand from the first trailer. It seems obvious that the theories about the green hand embedding itself onto Link were true. Then we're treated to a shot of Link gliding towards islands, which confirms that we'll be able to travel from island to island in a non-linear way. Here he is still dressed in the same outfit as before, but he's no longer rocking booty shorts. He has a shield and he's armed with a bow and arrow. Still no Master Sword though, and that symbol on the shield is really intriguing. It sorta looks like a Sheikah eye. In the distance, we can see islands of varying heights, and quite a few of them, suggesting that the islands are going to be a big new addition instead of just a few islands for plot reasons. We also see a big building to the right that's mostly covered by clouds. I wonder what that could be. The optimist in me wants to say that it's a temple, but we'll have to see. Then Link runs across one of the islands with some absolutely beautiful colors, his noticeably longer hair flailing behind him. There seems to be a gate at the end that I don't recognize from anywhere in Breath of the Wild, so I'm wondering if these are chunks of the game world that we know, or if they came from somewhere else. After that, we reach an extremely intriguing shot of what seems to be a robot. He seems to be made up of magic and technology, but I'm hesitant to call him an enemy since he doesn't seem to have much in the way of weaponry, but perhaps he could shoot an eye beam? Though it is worth pointing out that the green energy attaching him together looks similar to the energy of the green hand, so maybe he's an ally? The ruins to the left also have a symbol on them that is a little difficult to parse, but it looks green as well. Guys, I've never mentioned the Zonai once in the entire history of my channel for good reason, but I'm starting to believe. Then we get a fan favorite shot if Twitter is anything to go by. Link descending down near a talus with a bokoblin pack on top of it. That's so cool. Not much else to really say about this shot, that's just really awesome. Then a shot of the green energy latching onto Link's arm and boom, Link using a stasis ability without the Sheikah Slate from his hand. Link hand power theory confirmed. It also has me thinking, perhaps Sheikah Tech was formed from Zonai technology? Food for thought, because the ability he's using is undeniably stasis. Anyways, we see Link use what seems to be a brand new ability as he sends the metal ball flying up the hill with just a gesture. I am totally here for Link having force powers, and I cannot wait to see what other applicability this could have. Can you do it to enemies? Imagine fighting bokoblins on top of an island and just stasis pushing one off the edge. The next shot shows Link underground, which is huge. We'll be getting islands and an underground area. I think we all just sort of assumed that it would be an underground area or a sky area, but it seems we might be getting both, which has me absolutely riveted. Link seems to be fighting a new enemy. It looks like something you'd see out of Alien with its creepy grabby mouth. And Link fights it with a gigantic flamethrower. Holy cow. I really hope that this is a signifier that items are making a return and the flamethrower isn't a regular breakable weapon, but we'll have to see. Also worth pointing out is that for a millisecond, the flamethrower shows a glint of green. I wonder if this is related to the green hand in all the other ruins. It'd be cool if all the new items and weapons are from ancient relics from a past civilization. This also confirms that not all the new abilities will stem from Link's hand. Also, the flamethrower itself seems to be a dragon head. Then a water droplet that seems to be reversing in time or something like that, as we see Link use his green arm to fly through the base of an island and come out the other side. That is a really cool power, and I hope it has use outside of accessing the islands. Not much can be seen of the structure he's next to, but we can make a few things out. We can see pillars with more strange writing, we can see a glass ornament that looks very similar to parts of the robot from earlier, and we can see what seems to be an altar. I wonder if these perhaps serve as the warp points that have to be activated now that shrines are gone. We are then given a look at just how wide-reaching the sky aspect of the game will be. Finally, we see Hyrule Castle being lifted off. It's worth pointing out that before it leaves, the castle looks totally malice-free. Towers break as a mass of malice lifts it into the sky. I got huge Ocarina of Time vibes from this. Then, a lengthy shot of Hyrule Castle ominously hanging in the sky, inviting us to face the evils within. The trailer closes with a sad, slow rendition of Zelda's lullaby. We need to save her. And finally, the release date, 2022. I know people are upset by this, but I always thought that a 2021 release date was a bit of a pipe dream anyways. I honestly expect it to be delayed to 2023, but we'll have to see. So that was the trailer, and I gotta say it was exactly what I hoped it would be. We now have a good idea of what the difference between it and the first Breath of the Wild will be, but we were left with a lot more mysteries to solve and a lot more pondering to do. We can rest easy knowing that they're putting some serious work into differentiating it from the first. Here are my biggest takeaways from the trailer. First, the fact that we're getting a sky setting as well as an underground one, or at the very least some caves to explore. That is so thrilling, and it allows a lot of the speculation people were doing on both of the realms to remain possible. And I can fool myself into believing that there might be a portal to Subrogia somewhere down there. Second, the hand powers. The stasis push was so cool, but I'm really intrigued by the idea of using it for traversal. I hope we get additional abilities with it aside from just using it to access the islands. Imagine if we could use it to emulate a hookshot. There's a lot of possibility. I'm also so intrigued by the lack of the Master Sword throughout the entire trailer, particularly because we see it very much present in the beginning of the original trailer. Is this on purpose, or is it just because Link doesn't have it equipped? What do you guys think? Was the trailer incredible for you, or do you feel a little bit let down? Let me know in the comments below. I'll be making a video about Nintendo's E3 showing in general in the coming days, including the lack of a Zelda anniversary, and I'll be making something more scripted for the weekend, so please look forward to that. As always, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so if you'd like to see more Zelda content. And be careful out there. Keep your eyes in the sky and make sure you're not crushed by rubble falling from a giant castle in the sky, because it's dangerous to go alone.